If you are someone who looks a bit skinny, or maybe not just a bit, whatever, and if you receive feedbacks and comments and things from people saying, oh, you look too much skinny, you look emaciated, you look like this and that, or if you are someone who share this to other people and tell other people things about the way they look, this video is for you. Hi and welcome, Maryam here, sharing about how to live a more nourishing, energizing and prosperous life. So yes, I thought I would answer this comment I get from someone, whoever it is. Thank you, because I always thank people because I know how it feels to express ourselves, so I'm not even in a bad mood or anything. I'm just actually very happy that this comment is providing a inspiration for me to create a video for other people so that they can hopefully have a nice experience on their path of either fasting, food freedom, meditation, fitness, whichever path they choose to take, that will impact their appearance, their body appearance eventually, especially maybe going to the slimmer size. So thank you again. I have 4 tips for you out there, people who are experiencing this. And the number one is, which is a very funny one, you know, when you make a video, the light can affect the way you look, affect the way you look. And I'm going to show you right now, look, like the way I am, it looks like I have some cut cheeks, which is not really helping the way I already look, because I already naturally have those cheekbones showing very easily. But if I do this suddenly, if I remove my hair on the side and I move a little bit, suddenly I don't have this catching so much, right? You know, there is a difference. And that's only playing with my hair. So imagine the light, if I was to change direction, there you can see, yeah, my cheekbones more. But anyways, the light and the hair and everything does change the way you look and the way you appear in front of a camera, whether you do videos or photos. So that's for people who show themselves out there and record videos and make photos. Number 2, which is actually more deeper into the subject, is when you are on a path of being more active, which is not the path of most people, because most people live a sedentary lifestyle where they sit most of the days, they eat, they don't really do much activity, and if they do one part of, like, let's say an hour or 30 minutes of, you know, whichever amount during the day, but then that's it. The overall length of their day isn't based on being active. Whereas if you are active, when I say active, I mean you are constantly moving, constantly doing something, and you don't really have many breaks. That's being active. That's how I call being active. A lot of people would understand only when they have children, especially toddlers. Like, you constantly run around, you constantly do things, you constantly think about activities, and you don't stop until they're in bed. And even when they're in bed, you still doing things like actively in the house, cleaning, clearing up, preparing for the next day. You constantly are busy. And that's the type of, I'm not saying that's the life you want, being active with a family and with toddlers, but you want to have an active life where sitting is something you do rarely. You do other things. You walk, you run, you go out, you do one activity, then you change, you do another activity. You don't really stop on that. That's basically being active. So when you're active like this, you realize your body won't be big. You won't build much fat, then you will be slimmer than others for sure, because our bodies is the exact reflection of our lifestyle. Our bodies are the exact reflection of our lifestyle. So if you want to change your body appearance, a little tip, don't change what you eat, don't just change the way you live. And that goes also with your mindset. I'll talk about this one later on. So basically, most people, average people, are, I would say, overweight. And it's not a bad term. It means, I don't mean it in a bad way, in other words. I mean it in a way that they have more weight on that originally we human beings should have, based on the fact that we are created to move, right? Our bodies are meant to move and constantly be active. So if you're not constantly active, therefore you put on weight, because your body will store fat, store substance, and then it will show it will show in your appearance. So as we evolved in a way that most people, average people, are overweight. I'll just explain what I mean. Then if you are slim, you will appear skinny compared with those people. And if people have the average of what we see in the world out there, they will compare you to being and say that you are skinny and emaciated, when really you are the type of human who originally should be this way, but people forgot, because people gone so far away from their original nature that they forgot that we humans are made to be slim / skinny, if you want to call it this way. All right? Like normally in a natural, environment, or in a healthy environment where you're constantly active, then yes, your cheekbone will show. Yes, your features on your body will show in a way that's clearer and lighter. It's just natural, right? It's just natural. You won't have fat on your belly, you won't have fat on your sides. It's just how it is. And people may not like to hear that, but that's the truth. Okay, number 3 is for people who tell you, say, once you've tapped into your more original state through being active, refining your diet, whatever that means for you, whether you choose food freedom or not. And food freedom doesn't mean you don't eat, it means you eat intuitively, I guess, whenever you want. You don't have a schedule, like breakfast at 8, lunch at 12, let me have a portion of protein, carbs, and whichever else thing you need on your plate. Food freedom is about being free from all those beliefs and just following what your body needs. Some people may want at one time some juices, some people may want a bowl of rice, and some people may want other things at some point. We're all different on our path. Our life is all different. What we do creates wants that are different. So once you tapped into yourself being more active and refining your diet to something that is following your intuition, and you appear to be then slimmer because it's a natural way to be, and then you look in a way that doesn't please everybody, remember that then on this path you need to build your confidence. Naturally your confidence will grow because you will have no other choice but growing your confidence. But at the same time, that should mean you should be able to be playful. Living on energy equals being playful. Living on energy meaning having more energy, living a more nourishing, energizing and prosperous life, as I always like to say, means being playful. That also means you can be sarcastic. And when people share something with you, make sure your assertiveness and confidence really show. And that's only going to make them more confident and more assertive as well. Because you can only ignore them to a certain extent. At some point they will keep pushing. People are like that. Humans are like that very much. They like to push, until they have a reaction from you. But then if your reaction is in a way that annoys them, makes them tired, make them think, make them maybe reflect on themselves, it's a win. It's a win in the sense that you have put yourself in a position where you're powerful enough and your light shines enough for them to stay where they're supposed to be and not go beyond the limit of criticizing, blaming, etc. Let me give you an example. So if you're out there and someone is telling you, oh, you look so skinny, or whatever is such comments I received, maybe myself, you may, in return, because you can't, let's suppose you can't ignore anymore, you can't ignore them anymore, then you could say, oh, how about we go for a run? How about we go lift some wood in the forest, or cut some wood and lift some weight in the forest? Or how about you take the baby in the carrier so I can just go and eat? You may be playful and you may be sarcastic. It doesn't matter actually what you're going to do while they carry your baby in the carrier. But as they do so, chances are, in the best case scenario, they won't even be able to do half the amount of activity that you do. Because again, you live on energy, right? And so then you can play the opposite part. And when they come out, let's suppose they actually manage to do a little bit of this activity you suggested them to do. And they come back looking like absolutely out of breath, so tired. Then you can look at them like, oh my gosh, my gosh, what's happening? And they'd be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? You can just say, oh my goodness, what's happening with you? You're sweating so much. What's going on? You can't even breathe. You can't even breathe. Let's go to the doctor right now. Let's just go to the doctor, because I think you are in a very, very bad state. You need to be hospitalized. You need to be checked. You know, you're playful, like, and they will look at you like they didn't even expect such a sarcastic / playful / confident reaction from you, where they will feel so bad that they would actually stop criticizing you. They realize, wait, actually, he has a lot more energy than me. Actually, yeah, maybe there's something with me I should, consider. Just be playful, entertainment. Because at the end of the day, those people, they aren't living your life. They aren't going through whichever challenge you're going through. They have their own shit to deal with. They're not paying your rent or your bills or anything. So you might as well just be you and play. Because on this path, again, you should be really playful. Alright, hopefully this video has given you some tips, okay? So that you can tell people that the most important thing really, and that's my last point, the number 4, is how you feel in your body. It's not how you look, it's how you feel, and through how you feel, how you are able to connect with other people, with the outer world, and I like to say creating value, and be that person that makes a difference in other people's life. Be that person who makes a difference in other people's life. Okay, bye now. Catch up in another video. Join the newsletter for more content.